Hi there. I'm Goose, and this is uh me trying to try. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go over all 34, 36. There's probably more than 40 at this point. So new players can figure out maybe which characters they want to save for, they which ones are super necessary for overworld exploration. So let's first start with the 4 stars. So Jingcho, he is super good. He's a super good support. You can put him in a team with Bennett and Razor as 4 stars, and they do a lot of damage together. He's also really good with Chong Yun. Altogether, though, he's a really good Hydro applicator. Oh, and sorry, I know I put him in C for right now, but he's going up in A. Character-wise, he's fine, I guess. Not super interesting. I guess his dynamic with Chongyun is pretty fun, though. I've seen him, well, both of them, in multiple events, just hanging out together outside of lore drops and stuff, so... Oh, plus, he and Bennett have the same English voice actor, which I think is, oh, super cool. I really respect her. Next is Dory. Here she is, right here. A lot of people would disagree with me, but I don't like her. I don't like her kit. I tried to build her. She just wasn't worth the effort. I have her at, like, level 70 now. I don't use her at all. Like, I guess I could, but even her character just kind of irks me. And not just because I simp for Kaveh. Like, most. Come on. Come on. Tell me you don't. Lies. Next is Barbara. I really liked Barbara when I first started playing in 1.6, I think. She was a really good healer, but now I use Kokomi. I'm actually Kokomi main, so I don't really use her anymore. But for new players, especially since they get a free Barbara, I definitely recommend using her. Since this list is for new players, I think I'd probably put her next to Xingqiu. Then we have Toma. Toma is just... God, he's great. I love him. Not his kit, but his personality and his character. Just such a good boy. I would, however, put him down with Dory. People say that Xing Yun? So for Amber, since this is, again, a list for new players, I would actually put her at a B tier. Because I think she gets a lot of unwarranted hate. Not only does she have a super fun personality, but it's also really helpful to use her explosive puppets, especially if you get her to like C4 or C3, where you can throw 2 puppets at once and explode them on impact. You know, God, I was gonna make a super bad joke. Genshin Impact, yeah, we get it. So for Aloy, I actually have never used her ever. I tried building her at one point. It wasn't really worth it. So I would put her at D tier, probably below Toma and Dory. If anybody else has used her and thinks she's great, then good on you. I just can't really relate. Mika's still pretty new. I think I'd probably give him a C tier above Dory, Toma, and Aloy, just because he is new, and I'm sure that we can find more of a use for him eventually. I'm also one of the people who dislikes the voice that they gave him. No discredit to his voice actor. I think all of the Genshin voice actors are awesome in their own right. You know, aside from Elliot Gindi, we don't talk about him. So, Beto, I really like her kit. I think she has a fun... Well, the idea of her is fun, but when you actually try to play her, it's not as fun. Because she mostly uses counters, and for a bit, she was also one of my mains. Well, I wouldn't really say a main. She was in my main team back in 2020, whatever. Just because, you know, reasons. Come on, who doesn't simp for her? She's so pretty. Hey. So, Rosaria. I actually don't use many cryo characters, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask for this, but Rosaria's an okay DPS. Here, let me try to put her in front of Mika. She at least gets better than Mika. I tried building her too, but lost interest pretty quickly. I think because I got my Chongyun up to level 90, and then that was all I really needed cryo-wise. But speaking of Chongyun, I would probably put him up next to Xingqiu, just because both of them together are super good freeze combo. And every old Genshin player will probably tell you the same thing. They were the OG back in the day. But I think the next one is going to surprise a lot of people. I am very, very biased with this one. Bennett is an S tier. Absolutely. He's a good support, he's a good healer. I didn't really have to use up a whole bunch of my food items because I had Bennett in my team. I brought him up to level 90, so he was my best pyro character for a long time. But for a beginner, if you put Bennett, Xingqiu, and Chongyun together in a team, then you'll have Melt, you'll have Freeze, you'll have... what's the word? Vaporize? Yeah, so you'll have a whole bunch of elemental reactions that'll really boost the amount of damage you can do. Next is Diona. Everybody, I remember maybe back 2021, everybody was so in love with Diona. They thought she was amazing. I thought she was very much similar to Bennett in the way that her kit worked, because she healed. She did, however, have a shield, which was pretty cool. If you got like C3, C4 Diona, she was amazing with Ganyu. a super good support for her. But the more Genshin Impact has gotten bigger, the more characters there are, the more different combinations you can do. So there's really no need to harp on which characters you don't have too much. But you know, I get it too. Everybody wants to play their favorite character. Alright. Next is Fischl. Again, I'm super biased with this one. I put her next to Bennett because she was one of my OG, like she was in my main team back in the day. Again, I know I'm making myself sound so old. I'm really not that old. But like she and Sucrose and Bennett were always in my team back when I didn't really care about 5 stars and I was more interested in which ones I could level up the fastest. So especially for new Genshin players, you're probably going to want to gather as many Mondstadt characters as possible, just because it's easier to get the materials needed for them to get stronger. And eventually that gets super annoying. Like, especially in Azuma, you get a really strong Inazuma character, but you can't build them because you can't get to Inazuma. You can't even, like, swim or use Kaya's Ice Bridge to get there anymore. I tried it for an hour straight. I kid you not. This was the worst time I have played, well, the worst time I had playing Genshin aside from the stupid Arenaras. Please help me. Because for a bit you could glitch it, and you could find a way to Inazuma even without doing the story quests and the main quests and all of that. And then they patched it, and I had no idea. I had somebody come in from multiplayer because I was like, okay, can you help me make an ice bridge so I can get to Inazuma? And they said, you realize that that was patched, right? No. No, I did not. Next we're gonna talk about Kole. And she's also another character you can get for free, I believe, through the Spiral Abyss, but I'm not 100% sure. So, I would probably put her before Diona, but behind Barbara. She's good, but she's not amazing. And it's nice that you can have a character that uses Bloom, that has the elemental reaction of Bloom relatively early, but there's also the fact that you get your Traveler. You can actually get to Sumeru super early, even if you don't finish the Mondstadt quests, I'm pretty sure. So you go to Sumeru, you get Traveler, the Dendro. Well, you get Dendro Traveler. You're pretty much set. You don't really need a Kale, but she's nice, I guess. If you work on getting your Traveler up to like level 90, I kid you not, my Traveler is one of my strongest characters. Well, my strongest supports. Cause she'll use her Dendro, Bloom, and I'll have my Kokomi, and then hit it with a Pyro attack, and boom. So much damage. Pretty good for Spiral Abyss, but if you're a beginner, please don't worry about Spiral Abyss. It's hell unless you are a whale or a dolphin. Never be that, ever. It's not worth it. Next we have Xiangling. She used to be one of the best 4-stars in the game because she could apply Pyro really quickly. I would actually put her in front of Fischl, which is a bit odd for me since I'm very biased with Fischl and Bennett. But if you really want a character to help you with the main story, I recommend Xiangling. She's just that good. Not necessarily as a DPS, but if you use her and Kaya, you can get a melt reaction really quickly. And it doesn't have to be, like, say, Kaya and Diluc. And Diluc's pretty good too, but he's much harder to get. Next, we will go over Yao Yao. She's still relatively new. I think she's adorable character-wise. She's also one of the better 4-stars that we've gotten in a while. I would actually put her in S tier. Which is crazy, I know, because I said that Dungeon Traveler is all you really need. But her kit is just really helpful when you want to apply a whole bunch of reactions. Plus, I believe she has some healing too. Like a lot of the little characters, the ones that look like children or the ones that aren't really children. Still kinda weird, MiHoYo. Alright, next is Kaveh. And so, Kaveh has actually become one of my favorite characters, not necessarily his kit, but his story and his character design and his voice actor, just all wonderful. I would definitely put him before Kale, and definitely before Chongyu. Because his kit is also pretty good. I have him as in one of my main teams in one of my alt accounts. And he's definitely better than Dungeon Traveler there. But I'm also pretty certain he's better than Kale. Sorry, Kale. Plus, his animations are just fun to watch. He's so silly as a character. Okay. Next is... oh my god, what is her name? Fuck. Okay, so there was an event, character event, in which we all got to know this character really well, along with Shenhe. I loved her back then. I built her so she could be a part of my team. Yunjin? Yeah, it's Yunjin. So she's good. I wouldn't say amazing. Oh my god, did I really put Amber before Beidou? Anyway. I would probably put Yunjin behind Diona. Again, she's okay, but there's better. Especially like Zhongli, even Noelle and Goro, in my opinion, still better than Yunjin. People could probably fight me for this, but... actually, yeah, say in the comments if you think Yunjin deserves a bit higher. And I'll retract my statement. Because, for real, I really don't know all that much about her. I tried really hard to build her, but she never ended up in my main team. Or my sub-teams. So, yep. So, Kirara, I don't have her, and I don't really know much about her. So, for the sake of the video, and for the sake of me not knowing how to explain her, I will put her with Mika. And I'm sure she's really good. Everybody's been excited about her since she released. Plus her design is super cute. But I don't really have much to add, so please in the comments, if she has helped you a bunch as a new player or as an old player, definitely let me know. So Heizo, we're now getting onto the Animo characters. I don't know why I just started with Animo now, but Heizo is one of the... Everybody was really excited when he was released because he was one of the first Catalyst characters that looked like he was doing like martial arts. And Scaramouche is still really cool, but for people who can't get Scaramouche, Heizo is great. Plus, if you do his hangout events, he just... Oh my gosh. Just such a dreamboat. For real. Yanfei... Yanfei is good. I would put her up with Barbara and Heizo. She's really good as a pyro character. She's good at applying pyro. She actually replaced Xiangling in my team for a bit. Especially one of my ult accounts, since I didn't have Bennett in that account. So in my ult accounts, I would try not to use the characters that I would mostly use in my main account, so I could try playing the game a bit differently. But yeah, Yanfei is great, but I also have a bias towards Catalysts, so keep that in mind. Lisa's good when you're starting out. Not that good. Maybe before Barbara. A lot of people say she's not that great, but she can apply Electro pretty well. Plus it's nice that she has like this constantly applying Electro, kind of like Fischl. A little bit less helpful than Fischl, but it's still helpful in its own right. So I think that's all I can do for today, but I can definitely make a part 2. So please let me know how you guys liked this, and let me know if there's anything I should change or anything else I should add for beginning players. And I'll definitely put that in the script for my next video. Bye!